For those of you who may not know me, my name is Kourtney Bassett. I oversee the Living Well program at the university. And this is our Wednesday Pilates class. We get 45 minutes together. And I just want you to take this time to relax, to breathe, and let your body move in whatever way it needs to today. If we start doing an exercise and you don't love it, find something that you do enjoy. Hi, so good to see you. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start by laying on our backs, extend those feet out in front of you. Hands come to our belly. Today's class, we're starting with our breath, starting with something called a belly breath. As we inhale through the nose, allow the belly to rise up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, allow the belly to melt all the way back down towards the spine. We'll continue that for a few breaths. And as we do this, let's just scan through our body, starting from the top of the head to the ears, the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, down the arms, all the way to those fingertips, through the chest, the rib cage, and the belly, scanning down to the hips, the quads, the hamstrings, and those knees, calves, down into our heels, all the way to our toes. Coming back up with that body scan, keeping that simple inhalation and exhalation. One more time, breathing in. And release. Begin to wiggle those fingers and toes. Roll out through the wrists and through the ankles. Find mobility through the legs and those arms. Take a big inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Big expansive stretch here. Exhale, hands down by your sides. Inhaling up, exhale, pull down. We'll continue that for a few more breaths. Starting to breathe into our rib cage. Expand the lungs out. And as we exhale, pull them back in towards the spine. One more time, breathing strong. Exhale, holding those hands by our sides. Walk the feet in. From this position, gearing up for hundreds, hands come up over the chest, nod the chin, head and shoulders come up, and we pump those arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quick, strong breaths. Head and shoulders can stay lifted. We could even take the toes up off of the mat into our tabletop position. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it moving. Option to send those toes out to 45 degrees. If we're not loving that, remember you can find the option that suits you best. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. 2 more rounds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Round 10. Yeah. Last time. And release. Knees fall into the chest. We'll rock ourselves from side to side. As we press our feet out across the edge of the mat, move into your roll-ups. Inhale, arms all the way overhead. Exhale, curl the chin, lift the spine off of the mat, and fold over for that big stretch. Release down bone by bone by bone. If our low back or our core needs a bit of assistance today, use that leg to your advantage. Just let it float into the chest, hands find the back of the hamstring, and we can mobilize from there. Curl that chin up, lifting up, thinking about spinal articulation here, coming down with control. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, rolling up and over. Take it back down to the mat. Let's go into our leg circles. Left heel connects with the mat. Right leg elevates to 45 degrees. Start mobilizing through the hip. Gluing our left heel to the mat. Open up through the chest. 3, 2, and 1. Reverse it opposite direction with those leg circles. Looks good. Try to point through that toe. Keep the leg long. 2 and 1. Right knee falls into that chest. From here, we'll slide that right knee outside of the body, noticing a little stretch through our inner thighs. As the knee comes back to center, go ahead, flex through the foot, reach that heel to the ceiling. We have 3 large circles in each direction. Come across the body and around. Last one, then reverse it. Leg comes out and up. 2 and 1 more. That right knee falls back into the chest. This time, we're taking the leg up and across the body, finding a nice rotational stretch here. Let's try to keep both of our shoulders connected with the mat. Open up through the chest, maybe even let your eye gaze look in the opposite direction of the leg. Take another big inhale. As you exhale, allow the hips to connect with the mat below. We'll send that right leg out. From here, the left leg comes in and reaches out to 45 degrees. We do the same thing on this side. Start circling through that left hip. Continue to press some energy through that right heel. 3, 2, and 1. Reverse the direction of those controlled circles. 3, 2, and 1. That knee comes into the chest. Slide the leg outside of the body. Good. As we come back, send the leg up with a flexed heel. 3 circles in each direction. Let the leg come across the body and up. 1 more time. And reverse it. Outside the body we go. And 2. And 1 more time. As the knee floats into the chest, take that leg all the way across the body. Again, check in to make sure that those shoulders remain connected with the floor. Maybe even look in the opposite direction of the knee. 2 more breaths here. Relax into it. As the hips come down to the mat, keep that left knee at the chest, moving into our Pilates 5 ab series. Our hand finds the shin bone, other hand does as well. The right leg hovers above the mat, extend and switch legs with control. We switch for single bent leg stretch. Allow your breath to become that sniffing breath that we did earlier. So it's an inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. 1 more round. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Both knees together for double leg stretch. Hands and feet reach up and out. Hug those knees in. If we're wanting a little bit more, we can start to take those legs out even further, maybe to where the ceiling meets the wall or out to that opposite wall completely. You get to choose. We take it out and in. 1 more time. Out and in. From here, both legs reach for the ceiling. We let ourselves find that right calf muscle. Left leg lowers with control. Feel that stretch in the back of the leg and switch legs. Now we can stay here with our head and shoulders connected with the mat or come on up. You get to choose. Inhale, exhale, switch. Let those inner thighs brush together as you switch. Last one on either side, right, then left, both legs together, hands behind the base of the skull for leg lower, and lift, lower, lower, and lift. Feel free, take it to a slight bend in those knees, or if we need to, hands can come under those hips for leg lower lift. 2, and one more time. From here, fold the knees in, hands back to the base of the skull for crisscross. We come up and over, opposite shoulder to opposite knee, twist and switch. In and out. Last one on either side. And release. As the knees come into the chest, let yourselves rock from side to side. We'll begin to press the heels to the mat, moving into a nice long spine. Hands by our sides, activate through the glutes and peel the spine off of the mat. Lower down with control. So I'm working through something called a round back bridge right now. If that's good for your hips and your low back today, feel free to join me. If your low back and your hips aren't loving that round back bridge, you can do a regular bridge where we just press up in one swift motion. I'll let you choose between the two today. Or if you're thinking, oh, I've done enough of one of those sets of bridges, let me switch to the other. Now is a good time to do that. We'll do 4 more bridges. Press up, come down, 2. Last one, up we go, hold it. As we hold that bridge, reach the knees forward, crown of the head lengthens back. We find space between the chin and the chest. 3, 2, 1. Hips come all the way down. Allow the knees to sway from side to side. From here, we'll gently roll ourselves up into a seated position. From our seated position, legs are straight out in front of us. We call this an L-sit. The hands float forward, shoulders pull back and down our spine. For spine stretch forward, we nod the chin over the thighs, reach for the knees, and come up bone by bone by bone. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, stack the spine up. One more time like this. And lift up tall. All right, so from here, I'm gonna change up our spine stretch forward a little bit. So you guys have been with me for a little while. You may have seen this once. I did this a lot during our Zoom sessions during the height of COVID. So you may have seen this before. If not, I'll walk you through it. We bring our feet apart, about hip distance apart. If it's comfortable or more comfortable, feel free to take a slight bend in the knees or elevate your hips by sitting on a pillow or rolling your mat over. So I'll let you choose there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come down for spine stretch forward, rolling the forehead towards the knees. At the bottom, we're gonna reach through the spine. Let the spine come out nice and long. Now, with that elongated spine, chest is lifted, we actively pull the shoulder blades back. Reach taller, reach longer, pull those shoulders back even more. 3, 2, 1, hands come down. We round through that spine and stack it back up. Let's try that again. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll it down at the bottom. Reach through the crown of the head, long spine. Pull the shoulders back. The thumbs reaching back behind us. We reach longer. Our sits bones press into the mat further. 3, 2, 1. Round through that spine, stack it back up. Is anyone feeling that in the middle of their back? Yeah, let's do it again. Last one. Roll it forward. Reach long. Unwind the spine. Come up tall, tall, tall. Sits bones glue into the mat. Now pull those shoulders back. Thumbs reach back. Crown of the head lengthens further. Big inhale. Exhale, round it forward. And all the way back up. Very good. All right, now we get to go into saw, adding that rotation. Arms reach out to opposite walls. Rotate, reach across the body for that pinky toe. Come back up tall. Rotate and reach. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Lift it up. Very good. Roll out those shoulders. From here, fold one knee in. One leg extends out, and we'll just get a little inner thigh stretch here. It's our mid-class break, as I like to call it. So we just shift forward, feel that through the hips, through the inner thighs. Begin to rotate your body towards the extended leg, reaching for that ankle. We fold over the thigh. Now let's open up to the side of the room. Big side body stretch. For some reason, this feels magical for me today. Oh, I know why. I did a lot of oblique work in my reformer class last night. I was like, this feels so great today. All right, lift it up nice and tall. Switch legs. Walk it forward. So as we get to the middle of class and your mind begins to wander back to your emails, to your to-do list, I ask that you ground yourself back into this movement. Rotate towards your leg. Reach the hands across. Send your sits bones back to the mat, and then open up to the front of the room with that side body stretch. Slowly unwind, lift up tall. Good. All right, we're coming into our side lying work. So find a long mat or some cushion underneath you, and we'll get our spine aligned with the back edge of that. Feet are coming forward. We can cradle our head or let our head rest on the bottom arm. We're going to do a lot of side lying work today, so take breaks when you need it. We're going to do internal and external mobility today. So we start with the top leg, lifting up in line with our hip and then coming back down. As we do this, can we make sure that our toes are facing straight forward? We want our hips and our shoulders to be stacked the entire time. And we can use this top arm here in front of us to help us stabilize and keep the core strong. 3 more. 2 and 1. Hold that leg lifted. Pulse it to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The toe points. We're circling our inner thighs together here. So every time we circle forward, those inner thighs brush. 2, 1, and reverse it. Opposite direction. Mobilize the top hip. 3, 2, 1. That leg stays lifted. We flex forward, point back, kick forward, kick back. Big reach. We're sliding along the same plane of movement. Kick forward, kick back. Last one. From here, heels together. Spring up. Pull that heel down. Spring up, flex the foot down. Now, as we do this, can we keep those hips stacked one on top of the other? Up, then down. Last one, and release. All right. Top leg lifts up in line with the top hip. Externally rotate, toes to ceiling, heel to floor. Bring your heels together, lift your toe up, down and up. Are we already feeling that? I was, yeah. It didn't take long. We already started to get fatigued with the work that we were doing. Now we're adding to it with external movement. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Give yourselves a little myofascial release. Take a big inhale and exhale. Now lift the top leg up again. Internally rotate. Toes down, heel lifted. Bring your toe to the floor. Lift the heel up. Tap and lift. Good. Now I'm already quivering, so we won't do this long, but it is good to keep at it. 3 more. 2. Last one. Release. Very good. Shake it out. Bring your top leg all the way forward. Top knee is in line with our hip. Bottom leg lifts and lowers. Now, as we go to that bottom leg, remember, we want our core to also be engaged. So could you still thread a piece of paper between your rib cage and the floor below? Let it be your goal to get that strong sense through your powerhouse. 2, and 1. Hold the bottom leg lifted. Pulse it to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The toe points. Now slowly circle the bottom leg forward. 2, and 1. Reverse it, still staying slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That leg releases. From here, we're bending our knees. Heels are in line with our hips, knees bent forward. We go into clams. External rotation again, heels together, toes apart. Now, if you wanted to do some of this work at home, all you would need is some sort of soft cushion under you. You could do all of this on a Saturday morning, or just some of these exercises for your hips. I got some feedback a few weeks ago that from somebody that on weekends, their body feels so tight. They're not moving like they do during the week. And I said, oh, well, here, you could totally do these exercises in bed when you're waking up on Saturday morning, right? It's not terribly difficult. It's just remembering to move. Last one, knees together, the heel lifts up and lowers. Now, we call this internal rotation. It's internal rotation of the hip. Take your time in it and keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, and on this last one, stay lifted with the heel. Can you kick that heel back? Pull it in. Good. Tap the knees together. Kick the leg back behind you. So the leg's going behind you, and then the knees come in. Yeah, so send that leg back this way. There you go. Very good. Tap the knees, kick back. Last one. Tap, 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 and release. Good. All right, nicely done. Let's go ahead, come up onto that elbow, find your side plank. There you go, come on up. You can be on those knees, you can be on those toes, whatever works for you as you come into your side plank. My biggest ask is that we lift up out of the shoulder as opposed to collapsing into it. Stay lifted, nice and strong. 5 more seconds. And come on down. All right, friends. Lift up, fold the knees in, and come over for another side body stretch. Good. Lifting up. Bring the legs all the way around. We go to the other side. All right, my friends on Zoom, I'm going to do something. I'm going to take this into my ear. I'll take this one out. I think it's dying. Can you still hear me? They're not going to be able to hear me, are they?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Yay! Love it. Okay. All right. Lining up with the back of our mat. Lay down on that arm. Feet are forward. Top leg lifts in line with the top hip. Bring it down. Lift up and down. Remembering, we're not lifting that top leg super high. It's actually a really small and controlled movement. Are your ankles, hips, and shoulders stacked right on top of the other? As if somebody was looking at you from above, they would only see one of each limb. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it lifted. Pulse that foot to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point the toe and circle forward. Can we brush those inner thighs together? 3, 2, 1. Let's reverse it. Opposite direction. Circle. 3, 2, 1. Hold it lifted. Flex the foot. Kick forward. Point the toe. Kick back. Flex forward. Kick back. Kick and press. 2 more. Last one. Kick and release. Heels come together. Shake it out. We're going into our big kick. Spring the leg up. Flex the foot down. Are those hips still stacked, one on top of the other? Up, up, and release. 3 more. At the bottom, we hold. Give yourselves myofascial release if it's needed. Heels together, toes apart. Lift that leg up. Connect the heels and lift. Finding external rotation first. As we do this external rotation, try not to rotate back onto those bottoms. Hips are still stacked right on top of the other. 3, 2, 1. Toes together, heels apart. We lift and lower. Stay with it. How are we feeling? Is anyone else quivering? My legs are feeling it. We'll do 3 more. 2 and 1. Release. Nicely done. All right, bring that leg forward. Bending that knee, keeping the knee lifted. We go to our bottom leg. Lift that bottom leg up, lower down. Is the rib cage still lifted off of the mat? Meaning what? Our core is engaged. It's strong. It's part of the movement. 2 more leg lifts. On the last one, hold it lifted and pulse that foot to the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. The toe points and we circle the leg forward nice and slow. 3, 2, 1. Reverse it. 3, 2, 1. Leg comes down. Both legs go back out on top of one another. We'll bend those knees, heels in line with our bottom, going into external rotation. Knees come apart. We're pressing that knee back behind us, then gluing them together. Remember, our core is part of the movement. 3, 2, last one, up and down, knees together, heels come apart into that internal rotation. Notice what your body immediately wanted to do. I saw everyone in here, I saw their hips shift forward. Yeah, because that's the direction our momentum is going. But can you stay with those hips stacked? That might mean your range of motion decreases a little bit. Last one, up, hold it. Knees together. We're pressing that heel back behind us and then pulling our knees together. So actively press the heel behind you at a diagonal and then pull it in. 3 more. Out and in. 2 and 1 more. Out and in. Very good. Little get a myofascial release there. When you're ready, come up onto that elbow. Shoulder is stacked over the elbow. We find ourselves in our side plank. Spine is long. Wherever you want to be in the side plank, hold it. and release. Coming down, we fold our knees in, lift yourselves up into your side body stretch. All right, coming on over, we'll cartwheel those hands over on our mat into quadruped. Toes are tucked under. Press the floor away, round through the spine. Drop the sternum through. Let your sits bones reach behind you. Moving through cat and cow at your own pace. Inhale, exhale. Last time, round that spine up, dropping the sternum through. And then as we come up, lift through the belly and find your neutral spine. Right arm, left leg, reach in opposition for our spinal balance. Bring that hand and foot down. Left arm, right leg, reach out. And in. Now, as we do this, I want us to notice our glutes activating to press the leg back. That same sensation should be felt through the back of our shoulder and down. That's our muscle groups working to extend and hold. Last one on the left and the right leg. Bring it down. Walk the hands forward. Hips come down just slightly. Slowly lower yourselves down to your belly. From our belly, hands come right under our shoulders. We lift the chest up for swan and come back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Notice how only my chest is lifting off of the mat. The feet remain connected. This is our reminder that we can't just do frontal core work all the time. We must do some prone work where we get to work through our posterior chain through the backside of our body. Last one. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Hands come under those shoulders. Reach your elbows to the ceiling. Press the mat away. Lift the chest up. And lower down, nice and slow. Big inhale. Exhale, press up. One more time. Inhale, press yourselves up. Lower it down. As we release, one hand comes on top of the other. Forehead comes down onto those hands. Activate through the right glute. Lift that right foot off of the floor. Bring it down. Left leg activates and we lift. Lower. Right. And then left. Alternating opposite leg. Lifting to the ceiling while those hips stay glued to the floor. Now, on this next one, take the right leg up, hold it, gently slide that leg out to the diagonal, come back to center, release the foot down. Left leg lifts up, slide the left leg out, pull it back in, and release. Right leg up, out to the diagonal, in, and lower. Left leg up, out, in, and down. Very good. Hands come back under those shoulders. As we come up, find your favorite push-up position, wherever that may be. It could be in quadruped. It could be with those hips down or all the way lifted. We have 8 tricep push-ups. So if you need to walk your hands in a little bit, feel free to do so. Lower down and press up. You can count out your 8 tricep push-ups at your own pace. You can go fast, you can go slow. But as soon as you're done, find your child's pose, or rest pose as we call it in here. Knees apart, toes together, hands reaching out in front of us. Find your breath. Slowly rounding that spine up, finding our plank. Tuck those toes under, shift your shoulders over the wrists. This is our final little ab blast for today. So holding this plank, I'll let you have the option of adding or moving into leg pull front. So we lift the left leg, pulse it up for 2, and then switch to the right leg. Kick, kick, release. Now remember, this is just an option. If you'd rather just hold your plank and stabilize through the core, that is there for you. We'll go 3, 2, last one on either side if you're doing leg pull front. From here, sit it back into a nice down dog. Hips reaching to the ceiling. Feel free to pedal through those knees if that feels right for you today. From here, we'll take it with our right leg extended, 3-legged dog, pulling that right knee all the way forward into pigeon. Now, if we're not loving pigeon today, you can find a nice figure 4 stretch on your bottoms. It looks like this. So either one is great for stretching out through the hips. Feel free to come down to those elbows if you're in pigeon. Slowly pressing ourselves back up. We'll find ourselves back in down dog for just a few leg pedals. Sending our left leg to the ceiling this time for 3-legged dog. From here, that left knee pulls all the way through to our left ankle. We'll shift back and find pigeon on the other side. Feel free to walk it down, sinking into that stretch. As we walk up from here, we're gonna press into down dog for just a brief moment. This time, switching into a little bit of a hip flexor stretch. So we'll bring one leg forward. I'm gonna take my right leg forward. For a quick runner's lunge, the hips just drop through. If this doesn't feel lovely, let that knee come down. We're all gonna be here with our knee down soon anyways. So you can just get there earlier. Make sure that that outside knee is tracking over your foot. Slowly slide your hips back. From here, we come up nice and tall, shoulders stacked over that back knee. Take the hands overhead. Activate through that glute and curl the pelvis under. That's going to help you open up through this side of the body. Now from here, relax the glute, relax the hips. Do that again. Get the glute to fire. Curl the pelvis under, and then slide the arms over across the body for another side body stretch. Back to center we go. Our hands frame the floor below. As we lift the back knee, bring it forward, switch legs. Finding our runner's lunge on the opposite side. Feel free to drop that knee down as soon as you're ready. Shifting the body back, Shoulders stacked over the back knee. Coming up nice and tall, the arms reach overhead. Good. Now begin to curl through that pelvis. Let your hip or your glute rather activate. And the hands or the glute relaxes. And then we'll do that again. The glute activates, pelvis curls. We'll reach over the side body. Then come back up. Frame those hands to the floor. Let that back foot walk itself in and find a nice little forward fold position. Maybe taking a soft bend in the knees. Take a fine, long breath. Gently roll the spine up, bone by bone by bone. Shoulders come back, rolling them back. From here, we'll take those hands back behind us for chest expansion. And release forward. Press those palms forward. One more time for expansion. We reach back. And release. Hands down. 2 big inhales. Sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, release. One more time. Breathe in. Beautiful job. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you and everyone on Zoom. I hope to see you again next week for our next session. If you have questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Y'all have a great Wednesday.